right, this is 1544 North Euclid Avenue, and you're understanding this is the same brick wall where impossible light activity, as impossible as right now. The impossibility is based on the fact that third party 8TJH234 is creating impossible light activity while they're stalking under the fake sun. 7 Apple Larry Sammy 079, and they do so as an entity. This is where the entity was stalking by helicopter, stalking with light in PA, Eastvale, California. That impossible light moving across, this is what they're doing at nightfall when the shadows of their vehicles are caused by the headlights of the demons exiting off the 10 freeway, and it's appearing behind me. And my shadow, multiple shadows are skating across this wall. That's impossible light at nightfall. This is impossible light during the day. This is not the sun. 7:38 a.m. in PA, in Eastvale, California, engaging in what is that ongoing psychopathic pacing, molesting with light. I'm going to prosecute that company just like every other one. The federal RICO case, conspiring by murder, engaging in sexual assault and battery, stalking on the roads and the highways. Not actually a legitimate company. They are maliciously engaged in state surveillance in furtherance of murdering an American citizen, and they engage in what is psychological torture through the sexual violence of molesting with impossible light while they do so, and with knowledge that they're being documented. In fact, they engage in more of it. That is more of those types of vehicles, that third party in particular, while I'm documenting the people of states such as on Deodar, on Hawthorne. This entity that engaged in together speaking threats that it's going to, quote, get weird, quote, if I keep walking through Ontario. I'm going to continue to do that because Ontario is stalking. Ontario is stalking, which the fake sun is going to serve to prosecute the entire population. As I show you, any sample within this city is engaging in that pattern of conduct. That's the significance of what Deodar is doing. That's the significance of what Columbia is doing. That's the significance of what Southwest Airlines and UPS are doing while I'm walking down any street in this area where the entity is maintaining that stalking with light, monitoring and furtherance of murder. To the fake sun, which I documented before 2026. This is the inhumane sex offense committed by a population that are together co-conspiring murder with the government, and it's a state system. This is that government that's over the top of my head where the fake sun is located. That's precise targeting. License plate EM88W00, that's a paper plate. An impossible light toward all of the co-conspirators comes toward me. 29625B2, where the fake sun is in alignment to me. And by the way, common sense, while they're driving and the fake sun is hitting the passenger side of the vehicle, sunlight is not ricocheting back toward me. It also doesn't cause light to dance behind you on the sidewalk, on the walls, like I've been documenting this population. The Ontario Police Department are being disbanded by this. They are of the same population. They put on police uniforms and wear badges and bear guns in order to commit kidnapping and get away with stalking, conspicuous stalking, while they engage in criminal summoning with them. They include the entity license plate 9XKA298. This entity engaged in what is battery. This is an entity that engaged in stabbing my feet overnight with needles. This is the entity that's engaged in federal stalking. They're engaging in surveillance on the internet. They're keeping the evidence about themselves under surveillance. They're also engaging in what is assault. This African-American woman that's engaging in what is communicating a threat, a verbalized threat. She is doing so on behalf of every license plate, every address. The entire entity is being prosecuted for what they spoke today through that African-American with the bad wig coming outside in dirty clothes, stealing from me, gang stalking me, and then trying to defame me. That's relevant to what is not an insult. It is defamation, however. That's what that vagina monitor, that audible activity coming from that vagina monitor is significant to. This is the entity. They're all vagina monitors. They're all obsessed with my vagina. They're all stalking as a population, and they resort to name calling, and that's supposed to make you appear as though you are some mentally ill person. This is how their system operates. And this is the entity that's doing so, Ontario, California to Upland, California. The entity is doing so with that impossible light. Omnitrans is a very heavily documented terrorist, keeping a fake sun that is stationary, and you're juxtaposing that with while I'm aboard, including in the afternoon where Omnitrans is gang stalking a vagina monitoring company, is engaging what is having this fake sun moving in real time. This is all of that evidence that's surrounding all of them together. Omnitrans, all of that entity, all of the U.S. government is speaking through that third party today. And this is an entity committing assault in that video, verbalizing a threat to engage in physical harm. 8A Mary Wendy 282 is engaging and going to be prosecuted for all of the above. While I, through the P.O.C, publish many of the entities' identity as I encounter them threatening my life and gang stalking and furtherance of murder. All right, the government that's engaged in this is why it's domestic terrorism, because of pure numerosity, okay? Because of the endless, ceaseless nature of it, and because of the demonic nature of it, psychotic. All of the 10 freeway isn't surveilling me right now. This is the POC. One is here after 3 p.m. and they are touching in the same equally unlawful and sexually motivated manner with impossible light, because they are also criminally monitoring, and so is the airport that is stalking, clear stalking as well. And Alan D. Wapner, all of them, they're going to be federally prosecuted for the blatant stalking by that airport that's going to be shut down. It is a threat to national security. EN21V65, this is P.O.C. This is psychopathic pacing, not traffic. That fake sun is letting you know what's wrong with them and what they're actually doing. 8KJB154. It's not based on where you live. It's not based on where you're going. It's not based on what you typically do, even when I'm not physically right here. It's the entity that's doing so. That's why the fake sun is here. That's why they stalk with impossible light as an entity. 8RKV741. They're stripped of the rights under the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. They're not private citizens. They're third parties, and they're going to be deported. They're going to federal prison. They're going to be prosecuted as terrorists. They're going to be prosecuted as violent sex offenders. That's going to affect the households where they have minor children and they engage in this psychopathic conduct of another while having custody of children. That's exactly what you're going to address. And it is proven through the light activity. 9KOU637 is proven through the amplified audible activity. It's proven through the co-conspirator conduct of stalking with that government, by plane, by helicopter, by light, by amplified noise. This is a population being prosecuted, and the pattern of conduct deceases entering into the city of Upland. This is the prosecution of the U.S. government. Okay, this is P.O.C. While the entity is tracking your steps, Amazon Prime is engaging in that pattern of conduct. There's no coincidences here. It's the fake sun. And Amazon Prime is letting you know how they feel about you while you're giving your money to them. While they're gang stalking me and engaging in that, and this I'm going to enforce my rights for. You need to understand, American citizens, those of you listening, watching across the globe, this is Amazon Prime's true position towards you, threatening you, harassing you, keeping you under surveillance, and being hostile while you enforce your rights. That's what that company that sells you products and also monitors your genitalia, those are their true thoughts and feelings towards you while they're gang stalking me. Okay? This is tracking your steps. This is not ordinary traffic that's random. This is in sync with my movement where I'm at. The fake sun is the evidence of that, scientific evidence of it. POC. It is currently 7:45 a.m. This entity is going to be prosecuted for battery, for assault, for verbalizing a threat while they're all monitoring together. And I don't have to document all of the thousands of people that are in my path. I'm documenting a ceaseless pattern of conduct that is identical, and it's supernatural. It's impossible that it would be identical, but for there being a proven pattern of conduct. This is removing the officials in position. It's shutting down unlawful threats, such as the airport, such as disbanding police